Sean Strickland has long been a guy that has been a bit controversial, to say the least. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems to be getting his flowers from a lot of people right now. Even Dricus Du Plessis the other day had glowing words for Sean Strickland as a champion. What do you make of that? Is that a mistake by Du Plessis to be showing Strickland that level of respect, knowing that you're the guy that has to you are tasked with trying to take the belt off of him?
No, I don't hate it at all. And the quote, what he said was that Sean Strickland was not afraid to fight him. I think acknowledging the truth is really important. And no, Sean Strickland is not afraid to fight him.
He's not afraid.
He likes to fight. He fights really often. Sean Strickland, even I think it was either 1 or 2 fights. He took that one fight where it was kind of a no-name Russian, where a lot of dudes won't take that fight, and he just took it, no big deal. So no, he's that guy, and I think it's important to acknowledge the truth. And if you're lying, people are gonna know. Like if he's saying Sean Strickland's afraid of me, people are like, no, he's not.
But that's not the case though. So everybody that says this guy's afraid, they're lying. You think every time someone says a fighter's afraid, they're lying. So when Hamzat Chimaev says stuff like this guy doesn't want to fight and he's afraid, you think he's lying?
You think that doesn't happen? I absolutely think it happens where guys want specific fights and they won't sign contracts. And the part of the fear for a lot of fighters, it's actually very rarely is like a physical fear, right? Because what we do all the time is fight people in the gym. For most people, it's a psychological fear of being embarrassed. That's what they're really scared of. They don't want to be embarrassed because
you're not. You don't have that.
No, I think I don't have it because I lost so many times when I was a kid. When I wasn't good at wrestling, so I just lost a lot. And my way to get better was just to keep competing until I got better. And
but sometimes you put yourself in situations that are going to be very, very difficult to get through. And then I don't get it because I am at least smart enough. I'm not smarter than you. I will never claim that. I think you're brilliant. I think you're brilliant in regards to a lot of things. Where I don't think you're the smartest is in competition because you think you can beat anybody in anything. Yeah. Look, I'm a competitive guy, but that thing that you have has allowed people to do great things. Nobody thought you'd beat Tyrone Lewis to make the Olympic team, but you. Nobody thought that, so you did. But then you also thought, I'm going to go beat this dude in the boxing match. You also thought, I'm going to go wrestle Jordan Burroughs in the middle of his prime.
Hold on. I thought you were going to bring that up. I had no illusions I was going to beat Jordan Burroughs, right?
But why wrestle him then?
Okay, because I'll tell you exactly what we've had to have this conversation before.
No, we've never talked about this shit. I don't get it.
In 2017, I retired from one championship, right? I love wrestling. I really genuinely love wrestling. And so I asked Brian Snyder, hey, can I come train with Jordan Burroughs? And I went down there and I trained with him for 4 days just because I want to see what it was like. I want to scrap with him a little bit, And he beat me. And, I'm still scrappy. So it's not he just totally killed me every practice, but we worked over 4 days straight. I knew how that match was going to go. Well, Beat the Streets calls me. And they said, do you want to wrestle Jordan Burroughs? And I said, it's like someone fell out. And it was, I know I'm not going to win. He did. There's no way I was going to beat him. I trained with him for 4 days. And then, but I love Beat the Streets. I want to do them a favor. It'll bring a lot of attention to wrestling.
Yes.
I want to do that. And that was it. It was like,
but I'm not disagreeing that it's positive. But it's like a thing that has made you win in a lot of situations that most didn't think you could. But it also makes you go into situations where it's like, dude, I don't care how many times Jamil Kelly tries to trick me into thinking I can wrestle Kyle Snyder. I'm like, no, I can't. He's going to tech me. And then it's going to be embarrassing because I have that thing in me that makes me feel embarrassment. You don't. But it's like, if Sean Strickland, if Dricus Du Plessis says that, I think Sean Strickland's scared of me. People don't maybe not believe him, but it's not embarrassing when they say, well, you're lying. Because I think it's like you have to build a fight. You have to. And you got to do something.
Yeah, I think, I don't have a problem with it. I always felt like if I didn't have something bad to say about someone, I didn't want to say it. So like Robbie Lowe, I thought he was great. I still think he's a good dude. I don't want to say nothing bad about him because I don't got nothing bad to say about him. So I don't have an issue. And I think there's a thing like I'm sure there's someone in this book, and obviously like John Jones, you don't like him, so there's a genuine animosity.
It's easy to say stuff.
It's easy to say stuff, and there's enough things that you can pick out to say, right? It kind of makes an easy target sometimes. But right, if you have a genuine like respect for someone, I'm sure there's someone, why would you feel the need to say something bad about them? Like, you're still going to compete as hard as you are. Daniel, you're a professional. I got a great example for you. I was trying to think of an example in my head. Mo, when you and Mo were 1-2 in America, you probably liked him a lot. You probably had a high respect for him, but you still wanted to go beat him, and you went and competed hard. And you were successful, right?
Yes. But I never. But even in that, though, right? Even though we were friends and remained friends, I didn't feel like I needed to publicly tell people that all his positives. I don't feel like you have to go out and tell people all his positives.
But we were wrestling, so no one gave a shit, so no one asked you. But what if I would have asked you? What if I would have asked you?
But even in MMA, though, right? Like, so what for me, and this only will go, like, Dricus Du Plessis, to me, is the best. You know why? Because he literally takes no offense to anything I say, because he must understand the job. So he doesn't get mad when I say he might have messed up by not fighting Izzy that night. He still does the interview. He doesn't get mad if you judge him on something he says. He still does the interview. He kind of understands the job, so he doesn't really take offense to it, whereas most fighters do. So I like Dricus Du Plessis, and this is just going to go into the long list of things that I have said that he probably disagrees with. I just don't know that you have to publicly tell a dude, hey, man, you're pretty good, man. You fight everyone.
But what if someone asked you? What if they asked you point blank? What if I asked you? Let's just say King Mo, because that was an example we brought up, that you guys were good friends and he was really, really high level competitor to you. What if I said, hey, Daniel, what do you think about Mo going into this match? Would you have tried to put him? You wouldn't have tried to put him down. You would have said,
what I would. Can I tell you what I would have done? I would have spoke. This is what people do in competitive situations when they know someone. You say something good about them, but then you follow it with a negative. Well, he's really good at this. But is that true? Am I lying? Am I lying? People who are super competitive, they give you a compliment, but then it's followed by an insult. Like, that's the way it works, and that's probably what I would have done. I would have said, you know what?
That's when you know they're not genuine.
He does a great job. His double leg, his hand fighting. He's gotten really good since going to Colorado Springs. But if you really pay attention to what he does this wrong, or he does this wrong. That's what happens. So that's probably what I would have done. And
oh my God,
that might be what Dricus Du Plessis did, and we're just kind of missing it. But yes, I would have complimented him, but those compliments would have been followed by an insult, because that is kind of who I am. I'm petty. So Ben, that's kind of what it would have been. And sadly, most people do that, bro. Like, I'm telling you, talk to competitive people, especially active athletes, and they'll do the same thing.